Hi friends, welcome back to Testing Tutorials Point. This is Lokesh Gorantla, and today we are going to discussing about scenario outline or data table in Gauge plus Taiko. If you see the application wise, okay, if you go for that Gauge documentation location, there is a right specs is there. Okay, if you go down, they are given some kind of information. Okay, you can able to provide directly or you can able to provide the table format. Okay, scenario heading and all everything. Okay, and there is a way they have declaring this format. Okay, this is having some kind of issues. Okay, which you can able to see there is a scenario outline. Okay, how scenario outline it is there in the Cucumber scenario outline, and we can able to write given some text here, and then when, and if you want to provide something value here like user password username and then password. Okay, like this we are passing, right? The same thing we are providing with the example and then colon, and we can provide for the same username and then you can provide for password. Okay, like this we are providing, right? But this particular scenario still under development of this particular application. Okay, this automation side they are still developing. Okay, but instead of that we can able to use for data table type. Okay, this is the name which you can able to write directly, you can able to access inside a place. Okay, they are created and still it is their development. Maybe they can able to give you for latest version time. Okay, as of now it is not inbuilt it, but it may come for future. Okay, then how we can able to implement this particular data table. Okay, now I can able to use for TC04 scenario outline dot spec. Okay, we can use for hash scenario outline, and we can able to provide for demo scenario outline data table. Okay, and then we can use for star open, which application we can able to use this one. Okay, open hackway application. Okay, then I can able to use for verify valid and invalid login. Okay, and then we can able to use for brace username. Okay, and then password, and even expected results also you can able to mention. Okay, and this is my username and that's password invalid. Okay, and if you mark it in for format section, whenever you click the format it will come for this particular lines. Okay, now I'm going to create for the step. Okay, scenario underscore steps dot js file. Okay, inside my steps we have for this case, right, that I'm copying and pasting here. Okay, now here first we need to launch our step. So this is my launching application. I'm going to paste my launch application. Okay, for go to application, this is my login application. We got it, right? And we can wait for some time. Wait 1000 seconds to load the entire application. Okay, once it is enter, we have to do this particular one, verify valid and invalid cases, means we need to provide this username and password in that particular location. Okay, Similar format you can able to use for message as well. Okay, I'll show you that also. You can replace and you can run and check. Okay, now async. I'm not giving any value, okay, as of now. Now this is my place, all right? But still you can see it is not given any uh, reference one, because if you H over, it is expecting for this kind of format. Okay, it is expecting for this kind of format. What is this? We can copy for this up to here, and you can show. See, in the last, they are asking for to make the argument. Means this is a one kind of table. Okay, one kind of table it will take from the step side. Okay, once you provided this, you can see the step will be loose. Okay, now you can see previous also we are not provided, right? See, automatically it will be get error. Okay, once you return back, it will gone, right? This is the argument it will expect, because the last step, in case maybe you will get one more question, if I write one step here, it will be the same error, it will come. No, only in the last, which is the step you are going to use, right? That particular step it will be used. Okay, if you use here provide valid username and password, it will expect for only for that method verification. If you see, right, it is normal method expectation. You can able to implement for normal way. It will not dependent on here, because the last step depend on this particular web table. Okay. Now how you can able to accept. Now the my web table is presented here. Now I need to access one after one. For this we can able to use for loop. Okay. Where a row of table dot rows. Okay. Table dot rows. This method, oh, sorry, rows. Okay, this particular for loop, it will give you for the rows, and we can able to get one after one. Okay, the from the cells, it will think like each row has one row, each table have what rows, right? That rows, and we can able to pull from that. If you have message, you can able to take the message value as well. Okay, now here to here, and you can see there is a ID we have. Okay, we can able to use from this particular ID. Okay, we can able to enter. Okay, wait, right, and that is my username. Okay, comma into, and we are going to write from the text box. Okay, and curly braces ID colon, and we are going to provide the ID. Okay, from similar format we have to do for password as well. Okay, once we done the password, that will work out, and then we need to use for login. That is basically a button. Inside the button it is having for login. Okay, and we can able to use to click here, await login, but we can use for button because it's a button to click. Okay, and then verify whether this button is came, and wait into click right text box. Okay, perfect. And once we done this one, once you click, okay, once you click, it will log in, right? What exactly it will provide if you log in? I'll provide, login. This is my message. It will comes for this particular message. I'm copying this particular message. Okay. Await text, and then I'm going to use for exist. If it is exist, okay, go inside and wait for login as a true successful. Okay, but once it is done, we have to click. Here you can remember scenario outline. Each row it will create for separate browser. It will open for separate browser. And here it will open for single browser. It will work for the same place. Okay. And here you can see link is there. Okay. Log out. And here we can able to use for wait, click, link, log out. Okay. We are log outing this one. Okay. Once you log out, it will log out. Else, then once we log provide the invalid case, user and enter, it will give you for this particular invalid case. Okay. We have to verify that particular case whether it is be exist or not. Right. Then constant error message. Okay. Await text value is exist. Okay. If it is exist, it will give for true or false. Okay. And if it is provided true or false, we can able to use for assert.ok, or you can able to use for assert strictly equal. Okay. A true. We are expected that particular true, it will be validated. Okay. This is the case we are going to validate. Okay. Now you can see I have written for two scenarios and I have written for two positive and one negative. Right. Now if we run gauge run spec slash, then mine is like a scenario outline spec. We can provide this and enter. Okay. This is additional browser pop-up. It will comes. Okay. So it got passed. Okay. Now this is a way we can able to use our browser concept. Okay. Even you can able to wait some time and you can click that particular pop-up because that particular pop-up it is window based. It is coming. We are tried some other way. Alerts time I will show you how to handle those kind of alerts. Okay. Next video session time we can able to talk about some frames and tabs switching and if whether this gauge will support for windows switching and frame switching or alerts clicking, mouse over, drag and drop. These all the concepts we can able to discuss whether this gauge will be supported or not. Okay. Thank you for watching and please do subscribe and share to your friends and colleagues. Thank you.